We are very excited to welcome to Just Dance an amazing dancer, choreographer, teacher, and film director, Ms. Shawnette Heard. Shawnette, welcome to Just Dance.
Thank you. I love it. Love it. Love it.
You don't even need an introduction. People just say Shawnette, and you're the only one. You are the only Shawnette in life.
Oh my
Exactly.
gosh. So my mom right now would be looking down and going, "That's right, she's Shawnette," because I changed it to Sean. And she was like, "Nope, nope, nope, you're Shawnette." So she's really appreciating that right now.
That's amazing. So we have so many questions to get to. Tina, would you like to start?
Ah, God, I don't even know. Like,
Why am I emotional right now? I am emotional because can I just say, listen, listen, this is not my thing. I do not love camera stuff, but this Tina knows the truth. So I just am so like, I just love that she knows me so well because I'm very private and I don't have many people, but she's one that knows me through and through. So it's just an honor to be here. I'm serious. I'm emotional. I don't know why, but I am.
maybe you think I'm gonna tell some of your secrets. No, I'm kidding. Okay, I'll start off with an easy one. And it's funny because I know I've asked a couple people this, but you just kind of take for granted. Like Shawnette and I have known each other forever, it feels like. And yet I don't remember how I think you started later with dance, right? So talk to us about that. Like, where did you start? Because either I can't remember or we just never had that conversation, Pat. Like, sometimes you just start at scholarship or you start at the first job or where you're from. But tell everyone kind of where you grew up and how, like, just how you started dancing.
All right. I grew up in Inglewood. I didn't grow up in Inglewood. We moved around a lot. My mom was a single mom and we just were doing the deal. And so we moved around a lot, most LA area, Crenshaw, all those places. And then we landed in Inglewood when I started kind of touching teeny, like I think it was 10 or 11. And she was like, I was a latchkey kid.
Mhm.
I would walk myself to school and come home from school and she just did not want me idle. And I remember her thinking, she was like, she thought I was going to be into acting because I just love TV and stuff like that, which I can't act to save my life. And Tina, I know we have a story, but anyway, so she wanted me busy and she found this free arts program in Inglewood. It was at the Inglewood school playhouse. And so she enrolled me, and Cepheus Jackson would do these free plays, and he just would get the kids in the neighborhood and do free plays. And Ruth Ashton Blake would choreograph them, and she was the choreographer for this play. I think it was called, I can't even remember the name of it, but it was a play, and we were in The Foolish King. And so she would just come choreograph them. And then after that kind of fizzled out and we started maturing, we were doing that, I think, for a couple of years. And that's where I kind of just started to kind of train, if you will, kind of start to get like, oh, this is something that I'm doing.
Right.
And then Ruthie, after Cepheus kind of stopped the play, I think the play was over or something. I don't remember the transition, but Ruthie was like, I want to start a company. And she started a company called All That Dance. And in All That Dance company, and I don't know if you guys know of him, Matthew Rushing, who's like a superstar in Ailey. He was also we grew up in that company, and Ruthie would choreograph a show and the All That Dance show. And that's where it really began for me. And she really honed in on us being storytellers. She was like, she didn't really focus too much on technique and all that stuff. And I had to kind of catch that up a bit, but she really was like, I need you guys to tell a story. So she would do all these emotional dances like Jennifer Holliday and just all these emotional dances and just wanted us to be really storytellers. And so that's where it truly began. And then from there, I started to mature more. And my mom was like, okay, you're graduating. What are you going to do with your life? She was like, we got to figure this out. Are you going to college? And I got accepted to Cal Arts. And I went to Cal Arts for a year, but at that time I was at an age where I was like, I think I was really grateful that I was able to learn some modern language of dance, because I feel like it helped me a bit. But I started to feel like if I stay in school, I'm going to be at an age where I don't feel where I'm going to be catching up in the industry. And then I was starting to dance at Edge. That was at that Edge. And I told my mom I want to drop out of college, and she wasn't happy because she wanted me to get my degree. And I said, I got to go get this now. And I ended up auditioning for a scholarship. I got on scholarship, and that's when I started to train with Liz Imperial, Bill Prudich, Sandra Che. So that's where that whole journey began.
Wow, that is awesome. I don't think we've ever talked about that. I don't think I ever knew, but that says so much too about your dancing, because I know you would always freak out, like if it got technical, because you're like, I think you just were insecure about that, even though you were much more technical than you realized you were. But when you dance, and this is what people don't understand sometimes, is you knew how to tell a story. You always did with your eyes. And that's where dancers forget to dance. They dance from the neck down, and they think it's just, let me get, 12 counts of 8, or, half of a song, and I'm going to be up in front. It's like, yeah, but you're dead in the face, And so I think that's really, really cool on so many levels that, I don't know. I think people, that do that kind of stuff, maybe they don't realize actually the people that they touch, whether they're doing it for themselves a little bit, or actually for the community, or for the kids that are coming. It's like, you sometimes just don't know what it is that you're sprinkling over somebody's life. And like, look how much you've done because of that, And of course it started with your mom having probably her own issues of like, listen, my kid's either going to go down this path or this path. And as a mom, I can only do so much. But the fact that you had that program there, and that you found this love for music and this love for dance. I do remember us talking about Cal Arts though, because that was going to be one of the schools that I went to. If I went to school, I just got the bug earlier than you. That's all. So I was like, yeah, no, Dad, I'm not going. Like, sorry.
Wow. I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, it was either going to be Cal Arts or Fullerton, because my sister went to Fullerton, even though that was much further away. I thought, when you're in a small town and I was creating my own things like that, right? So after I got out of high school, and I had my studio, but literally our highlight was to dance at the fair every year. Well, when you get to a certain age, it's just not cute anymore, right? To be dancing at the fair. There's only so much corn on the cob and watermelon. And so after high school, we did, our college really, we only had a modern arts, which I thought was really weird. Like, it was very like, let your hair grow under your arms, modern arts. Like, it wasn't this cool. To me, it wasn't cool. It was just like, this is weird. I don't know what this is. And I started our own dance troupe called Streetwise, because I thought it was so cool. But again, it's like, where are we going to perform? There was nowhere to perform, right? But I knew that I wanted to. And to me, that was my college. I'm like, so college to me literally was the backup plan. Some people are like, I'm going to go to college and then this is my backup. No, college was my backup plan. I'm like, whatever. I have no idea what I'm going to do. I'm just going to the junior college right now to stay on my dad's insurance so I can, drive or go get dentist work done or whatever. So yeah, we kind of had not the same, but just the idea, like, when music, I think it grabbed us both the same way. It's like, wait, what?
Right.
What? This is an actual path I can go down. And of course, I didn't make scholarship. I auditioned, not for Edge, for Dupree before.
Wow.
Yeah, because I'm a little bit older than Sean. Yeah, I did not make scholarship, but I was just got my bag.
No way.
I didn't make it past the ballet. We've talked about this, right? I was just like in the ballet going, what? Okay, we're doing what? Okay, I don't know what that is. Why am I in pink tights and these pink ballet shoes? I hate this. Yeah, I was out in the hallway with my best friend, Sophie. So we did ballet, and then the next thing was going to be tap, and then the last was going to be jazz, which was my strongest. So I'm out there, and we're talking about possibly going to get food, and I'm putting my tap shoes on, and I go to grab my second tap shoe, and they come out to go, okay, can these people please stay? And they called out the numbers, and I looked at Sophie and I went, where do you want to go? Like, I guess I didn't make it. Yeah, so that's interesting. I just think it's really important for people to know because I think that sometimes, people feel it depending on the circles, depending on the camp, like, well, if I didn't start at 3, like so and so, or my dad wasn't in the business, or whatever the case, they just, I just want to show that we all have different paths, and it just, that just brought us all together.
Yep, for sure.
Sean, when you were growing up, who were you watching in dance? Like, did you have like a dancer or just an artist that you really loved, like what they were doing?
I was watching Rhythm Nation.
Okay.
Yes, I was. I was watching Rhythm Nation, Paula Abdul. I loved Sean Earl. I would just study and study Sean Earl. And the fact that we know each other just still trips me out. Because I would just watch him all the time and study him and go, what is it that I love about him? There's something I love about him. And he's just phenomenal. So Sean Earl was somebody I really watched. And then, excuse me, Matthew and I would sit, and I'm dating myself, aging myself, but fine, whatever. I'm going to embrace it. We would put the VHS tapes in, and we would watch over and over again Chorus Line. And we would pretend who's who. And he obviously wanted to be Greg Burge, because Greg Burge, I still watch that and I'm just like blown away by that performance 100%. But then I would want to be the girl. I don't remember her name, BB, the one in the green. She had the green outfit on. I was like, that's who I am. I know we're 2 different colors, but that's who I am. So it was really, really like, that was what we were watching over and over again. Like we would just rewind it and sit in the living room hours and watching it.
And sorry, go ahead, Sean. Go ahead, T.
Were you too young for Fame, or were you watching that?
Too young. I think I was watching a little bit of it. I do remember watching it, but it wasn't something I gravitated to a lot. But okay. I remember like Eartha, of course, and Jean Anthony Ray, and yeah.
Right. Wasn't Sean in that too, or no? Sean
probably he was in everything back then. He was
like the Gilbert of that generation.
Yeah, like he was in everything. There
was Sean, yeah.
Yeah.
And when you were watching Rhythm Nation, so that's where you saw Tina for the first time?
I didn't even know that's where I saw Tina for the first time. I remember Jimmy a lot. And so even still, when I see Jimmy and he's like, come here, give me a hug, I'm still like, get out of here. Like, I'm still starstruck. I really am. And I didn't know that I was watching Tina at the time, but now looking back, and then not only that, but knowing that she was in, what were you in, Control, or What Have You Done?
Yeah, what have you done for me lately? And then also When I Think of You.
I mean, still talking about that in that time, like how much I studied that to know that she was in that is blowing me away. Yeah.
And so when did you know Tina was like a thing?
That's such a weird question.
It honestly, if I'm really going to be honest, like, it's hitting me now.